consultant or a logistics consultant is helping people open up their new businesses and teaching them how to go about it the right way so they don't get, for more or less, for lack of term, get a little bit sidetracked by people selling them, things on promises that are very difficult to meet. And I think one of the best things to do for us as consultants is to realistically show them how it's all going to come together. So from the first 3 months to the next 3 months to the following 3 months, all the way leading up to a year, and then having a business plan to sit down and talk about what's next for the next 2 or 3 years, and then eventually get going on what's next for the next 5 years, and so on and so forth, is probably the best way to go about consulting when it comes into the trucking industry. But I cannot stress enough how important it is that if you go out and get yourself a consultant in trucking, that you get it from someone that's been there and done that. There is not a scenario that I can even name or comprehend or come up with that I haven't been through in my entire career. So from trucks breaking down and everything else after that, I've been through every single type of example of things not going as planned that you possibly can. And of course, we do help people explain what it's like if you're doing a full out standard operating procedure analysis of how you're going to go about running your business. You have to have these in place. So whether it's just the driver qualification files or the driver policies in terms of cell phone use and of course alcohol abuse and drug abuse and things of that nature, or if it's going deep dive into the sales process, how are you going to go out and market your trucking company? Whether it's cargo vans, sprinter vans, box trucks, or of course the commercial driver's license trucks, the bigger ones, the CDL trucks out there, the dry vans, the reefers, the flatbeds, the step decks. How are you going to market yourself? Is it just going to be digital marketing? Are you going to mix digital marketing with, of course, in-person visits and cold calls and cold emails? How are you going to get people convinced to actually give you a chance where you can establish that trust, establish that credibility, and give yourself a chance of actually succeeding in this business that we all have grown to love? But one thing that's true is when you enter logistics and trucking, once you've entered this business, very difficult to leave. And I don't mean by difficult to leave as in someone's holding you. It's just the fact that you fall in love with the business. Regardless of whether you're going to become a freight broker, a truck driver, an owner operator yourself, or if you're going to go and run a business where you're hiring qualified and certified drivers to run your business, you stay in here. I came from a biochemistry background. I had nothing to do with trucking. I could care less what a truck looked like. After I got into the industry, I cared if that truck was empty on the road that was driving beside me. How many pallets are in it? Is it double stacked? Where's the driver from? Where is he going? Where is he coming from? All these things kind of creep into your daily life, and logistics becomes a lifestyle. Okay, and the work-life balance is quite easy. It's the fact that it's a part of your life. It's integrated to everything that you do. So yeah, it's not a 9 to 5 job. Absolutely not. Being in trucking is not 9 to 5. It never will be. You're going to have customers that a lot of your money in the beginning may come from outside of those hours. Between 5 and 9, 5 p.m. to 9 a.m. Maybe that's the best niche where you live, and that's the best time niche where you're going to go and actually pick up loads at those times. Where we live here in our part of Canada, automotive is the name of the game. So for us, we have to have a 24/7 time critical expedited nature to our business. We got to be there running shipments at 2 in the morning, at 3 in the morning. I can't tell you how many nights I've had sleeping on the office floor giving updates to customers. Some customers want you to give electronic updates through GPS tracking and links sent to them and applications, and that's it. And then others want you to do that, plus give them actual updates through your staff, that you have staff throughout the night. So it's not as clear cut as just 9 to 5, and I'm going to close my door at 5 and not talk to anybody after that. You have brokers, you have shippers that you deal with that is going to want to give you updates, that is going to want updates from you as to where freight is going and where freight is coming and where your truck is and will we still be on time, and even updates before pickup and updates before delivery, an hour before, trying to give updates as to what time you're going to show up, right? So this industry is great. Today has been a prime example of that. The fact that I've spent 15 years trying to learn as much as I possibly can and be almost like a sponge, learn about different modes of transportation, different things that I may want to move, and then apply it to my own business, whatever I seem as fit. And in addition to that, while I'm doing that, also helping other people open up their own thing. Logistics is a huge industry. We're talking about an industry, if you include in North America, air, import-export drayage of ocean shipments, ground transportation, rail. We're talking about an industry that is $4 trillion worth. There's plenty of pie for everyone that wants to get involved. So today has been awesome. Like, I've been able to talk with people and try to help them out as in terms of getting into this industry, educating themselves about this industry, priming themselves for an entrance into the industry. And it's been a wonderful, wonderful day so far doing this. And it was kind of unexpected. It started with a few people just reaching out, asking for help, to several people. It's like learning day today, it seems, where people want to figure out how to go about their business. Some people are looking to get their freight brokerage licenses. Some people are looking to open up asset-based trucking companies. Other people are looking into getting into the freight forwarding world. How do they go about getting into freight forwarding world, and what does that look like? What are the licenses and certifications and requests for that? So yeah, it's been a great start to the week, and it's only Monday, which is great to hear. But you guys should definitely take a look at some other things that I have on the channel. It's not just about talking about what services we provide. There's a lot of value on the channel as well. Of course, use the search filter if you're looking for something specifically. So for example, if you're searching for how to get customers back after they've, went away for a service failure that you may have had. So if you search for how to, or how to get customers, things of that nature will show up on my channel, on this World of Logistics channel that we're trying to grow here. If you're looking for motivation, there's motivational videos that I put out there that come from here, directly from the heart. And I have videos about interesting things too, like the pyramids of Egypt, and how to import cars into Canada from the US. We talk also about respect, honesty, integrity, how to treat drivers, how to treat drivers the right way. Why truck drivers are so important for us as a civilization in general, okay? And in addition to that, we talk about different news in the industry as well. So there's breaking news things that pop up on our channel as well, okay? For example, recently I talked about the top 5 reasons truck accidents and crashes occur in North America. This is actual database stuff that you can go watch a video on and see where these and why these accidents may be happening, and it's not from what you think the reason is. So definitely check out that as well. There's things about how to become a truck dispatcher as well, how to do it ethically, morally. I know a lot of people are having problems with dispatch services doing them wrong, but that's because they're not choosing the right people. People that come to you and provide for you a consultative approach to running your business is the type of people you want to be involved with. Because those people understand that if you're going to win, if you're the one that's going to win, they also win alongside you. So it's a mutually beneficial relationship from a business perspective as well. Okay? I talk about things like the worst winter lanes to drive in. I know you guys have probably heard about the California snowstorm as well. Okay, that just went on, and or that is going on in California, with that dumped like 12 feet of snow. I mean, that's ridiculous. And Carsey asks, how much do you charge for helping out a new freight forwarding company? Well, again, I apologize for if I don't get your name correctly. Is it Carsey or Cars or Carsey? I'm not sure how you say it. I apologize. So essentially, depending on what you're looking for, you can send me an email. You guys can go to nurfad@gmail.com. You can send me just a list of questions or kind of what you're looking for. I can't really answer that. Depends on how much you need assistance with. Maybe it's something very simple that it's not going to take much of my time, right, and much of your time, respectively. So if you give me some additional information as to what you're actually looking for, I may be able to definitely, well, I will be 100% be able to help you. You just got to let me know what you're looking for, what country you're from, and that kind of stuff. And follow the channel and search for questions as well in the channel. And that information is for free. You don't have to even book any time with me as well to take a look at maybe the answer is in one of the videos. You'd have to, of course, take a look there. But yeah, reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to assist you any way I can. Today, for example, we helped a gentleman that's looking to open up a freight forwarding company in Canada that's going to be getting some investments from Europe, and specifically Turkey. A gentleman that's moving to Canada, and he's looking for a way to invest his money and open up a business in Canada. So he's prepared to do it, but they reached out because they're not from logistics. They're not from this world. So he wanted some guidance as to what can they do in the freight forwarding space, okay? Or what can they do, or what recommendations I would have for them. So again, it's really up to what your question is. But like I said, reach out. I will be more than happy to answer any questions that I possibly can. And the cool thing is, and this is probably the best thing out of all of it, is the fact that if I don't know the answer, 100% there's somebody that I know in the industry that 100% knows the answer. And if they don't know the answer, then they know somebody that can definitely guide you in the right direction. Okay, so thanks again for the question. That's really really cool, and I wish you the best of luck, whatever you decide to do, whether you decide to do freight forwarding, or I convince you to do something else in terms of the forwarding of freight, specifically brokering freight, which is low startup costs, not that cash intensive to get started, and you can really build your own mini empire that way, which I'll never look back. I started brokering in 2012. Okay, and then I went on my own in 2015 in terms of starting actually my own thing away from a very large company that I was working for, and I haven't looked back since. It's definitely since 2015 of March. Actually, in 7 days, it'll be an anniversary when I started in actually just independently brokering my own freight. So specifically my shipper's freight. So it's definitely been a rewarding career thus far. I've managed to do a lot of things that I otherwise don't think I would have if I worked at a regular salary job somewhere else. So hey, if I can help you kind of get to your dreams in that manner, I'm here for you, right? So, and you're saying we already started, but it's been a huge struggle for the past 4 months. We are based in Eastern Europe. It's nearly impossible to get clients. Congratulations on the anniversary. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Where in Eastern Europe? I'm originally from Eastern Europe, so I'm just asking for the sake of asking. And are you looking to do North America, service North America, or are you looking specifically to service Europe as a whole? That I guess is a good secondary question as well. But yeah, if you do guys end up joining my page as well, you're from Lithuania, yeah. So that's awesome. That's awesome. Lithuania is a great basketball country. I'm a big fan of Lithuanian basketball players in the NBA, and of course a big fan of how well you guys perform internationally, on average, so to speak. So you're looking to service Europe and the Nordic countries. Okay, yep. Like I said, for sure, reach out to me by email, okay, or subscribe to the page, reach out through the comments, and then I can reach out to you as well that way as well, respectively. And then we can have a private conversation through email as well. That's not a problem. And then we can talk about some things, or I would need to get some more information about certain procedures and the way you go about it. You know what? It's okay. At least you guys make it to championships. I'm from Bosnia originally, and we can't get out of the playoff stages. We call it barrage, and we can't seem to get out of the playoff stages even. We always lose to. We play okay against good countries, but against, like, again, this is no disrespect to the country, but like a country like Malta or Cyprus, we should not be losing to Cyprus at home 2-1 in soccer, for example, football. So, it's embarrassing, but yeah, it's internal things. We have some issues in Bosnia, specifically when it comes to the Federation for Football and Basketball, when it comes to corruption, right? And corruption hurts us. You guys are a lot more together. Lithuanians as a team are a lot better. Sure, there's going to be choking, but I fully believe you guys will be good competitors. You guys are very, very athletic when it comes to basketball, respectively. Soccer, you can definitely use some help in, but when it comes to your basketball, you guys are definitely a country to look up with the way you guys develop players, especially from 3-point line. My goodness, I don't know if there's and the big men are huge. So I don't know if there's a country that shoots better threes than respectively Lithuanians. But yeah, sorry, I'm getting a little bit off topic here. You're making me go down the sports route and that kind of stuff. But yeah, also on my channel we talk about terrible things freight brokers do to carriers, how we should go about treating carriers and truckers. We talk about cargo theft. We talk about the market. I do market updates every once in a while in terms of how things have flipped wherever you go. I do talk about freight forwarding as well, importing and exporting stuff, especially when there's ever like breaking news and things of that nature. Then we definitely talk about that stuff as well. Oh, and shipping. So if any of you look at shipping to Mexico from U.S. or Canada and vice versa, very well versed in that. That's something I've been doing for a very long time. So that's something that you guys can definitely reach out if you need assistance with. We talk about how to start a box truck company and places you can find customers in that place as well. I'm curious, Karche, I'm not sure how you say it, but why haven't you guys gotten into like American dispatching of like Baltic and Nordic drivers that now live in North America even? I mean, it seems to be pretty popular and pretty good business type. Like I know a lot of Bosnians, Serbians, Croatians, Polish, even Lithuanians as well, Estonia as well. People that service this market over here. I guess why you guys haven't looked into maybe creating your services in that light as well and marketing yourselves the right way to, get some people on board so you can dispatch them as drivers. You dispatch them as drivers on loads in North America from Europe, from Lithuania. I don't know, just kind of wondering why you haven't won that route, or have you looked into it at least? It's a weird cup here, and I look foolish. My wife brought me coffee. I look like a kid drinking from this. We also talk about when will this suffering end? I'm sure you guys have heard about obviously the downturn in the market, especially here in North America when it comes. Obviously, yes, global conflicts and inflation, all that has played a role, but there's just seems to be lower demand in terms of trucks, and there's also a lot of trucks still available. Unfortunately, we still need to see an correctional phase that's still going on. Every month we have less and less carriers. Unfortunately, this North American market doesn't have enough population to allow 350, 400, 450,000 going back to 2021, of course, when a lot of people got into the industry. The population is just not big enough to support that many carriers, or for that many carriers to support it. So um, we got to see a correctional phase. I mean, really, this amount of population, let's say 340 million in America and up to 40 million in Canada in terms of population. 100%, we're going to need probably like 220,000 carriers to service. And this way, then it's livable wage for drivers. And people can actually run a company in full, and everybody's making money in that stage. And that's fair market value when it comes to that. But right now, I mean, we got still too many carriers that are out there servicing the market, and we need to see that change. Unfortunately, that's just a part of supply and demand and living in the free market capitalistic society like in the West, And you say, Carsey says, my dad started his trucking business. I didn't want to get into trucking, so I took out a small loan, started a separate freight forwarding company. Since I'm involved in real estate sales, I figured this experience would be useful in freight forwarding as well. Yeah, yeah. That's an awesome story there. Also, think about opening up a YouTube channel and think about getting yourself involved in creating content about freight forwarding so people can kind of put your name to the word freight forwarding. And it's never too late to start. Get going, share your knowledge and your experiences, even your successes and your failures with people, and people will flock. People will flock to that. People will like to hear about that kind of stuff. In addition to this, have you thought about getting yourself a LinkedIn channel, respectively an actual personal profile? Sure, company profile is great to get your company profile name out there, but I would highly recommend getting a LinkedIn account set up. Have you done that? Also, we on this channel, we also talk about which industries to target when it comes to best paying loads. There's a video, if you search for the title in my channel, Best Paying Loads. It's about a 31-minute video. Again, all my stuff is not Hollywood. I just sit like this. Again, maybe not this camera angle, but again, I sit like this and I talk about specifically lucrative places where you can go and find available loads and find shippers in areas or niches that need services of freight transportation. Okay, as a freight broker and as a trucking company. So searching up that video will get you a lot of very good information that you can utilize in your business. Likewise, how to find customers, the same thing. That's cool, but you can't. That's, you say your personal LinkedIn is set up for your real estate business. You can also create a logistics page. You can create a logistics page for freight forwarding services on LinkedIn and start connecting with people in logistics and transportation in Europe and start building your network that way. And every time, and I would highly recommend, because you're from such a niche country, you should have opportunities because there's not a lot of competition. I mean, yes, there is competition, but it's nothing compared to like America or Canada, where it's just lots of competition. So for you, setting up as obviously from Lithuania, or wherever, however you want to market that, and then having yourself connected to people from every country in Europe, and then they will have your name synonymous with the word freight forwarding and shipping needs to and from Lithuania. Lithuania has trade relationships with every country, so in Europe at least. So talking with them and figuring out if they need your assistance in freight forwarding. So yeah, you're saying you're in a weird spot, and that's okay. A lot of people are, because you need to maintain both businesses, because the freight forwarding business right now for you is pretty much losing money right now. A lot of people are going through that, but you need to get your presence more out there, especially if you haven't yet gotten a LinkedIn personality for yourself when it comes to the freight forwarding side. a lot of forwarders get business that way as well. Establish a credibility that way. Okay. The way we've gone is yeah, you're right. Yeah, most of the market is controlled by a few big logistics companies in your country, basically. But like you've stated, but what's stopping you from becoming the fourth? What's stopping you from becoming the fourth? Right? It's very challenging. 100%. That you're right. It's a part of the fun. It's a part of the growing pains. And I still believe in you, even though yes, you have to maintain both businesses. I still believe you can do it. You just have to put yourself in the right mindset, and that starts with. Unfortunately, we are in the digital world, so you're gonna have to start in the digital world as well. It's long gone are the days of just phone calls. It's got to be a full out incorporation of a lot of different things to get your name out there. Okay, so it's not just LinkedIn. I mean, obviously, Instagram is fine and things of that nature, but LinkedIn is where professionals go and meet. So that's why I'm a big advocate for getting connected that way. And again, I did have a LinkedIn prior to 20. I want to say 2018. Don't hold me to it. It could be 2019. No, no, that's right. 2020. So in 2020, when COVID was a big deal, places were getting shut down, I went on LinkedIn and I said I wasn't comfortable. So at that time, I had 18,000 and some people, followers on LinkedIn. And I said I wasn't comfortable with putting a vaccine in my body that I wasn't so certain about. I needed more data. I said if I was comfortable knowing that I'm not going to get, heart inflammation or die from heart attack or stroke or whatever from blood clots or whatever the case may be, then you know what? If I have enough data, I still believe science has its role to play in our society. So if I have enough data to support the claims, then sure, I'll be the first in line to get the vaccine. So I said that, and my account got banned for, I don't know what they listed it, misinformation, some harassment of people for saying things of that. A lot of people were offended that I said that. So I didn't use any swears. I didn't say anything that was, considered to be bad in today's universe. However, you could sneeze and someone can get offended today. That's just the world we seem to live in. So anyways, at that time I had 18,000 followers. I had to start back up from zero when I got a new account on LinkedIn. And I've grown that up to 3,500 followers organically, completely. So everything's completely organic, no paid growth of LinkedIn or anything like that. And it's been great. I've gotten a lot of business from that. Okay, sticking to my topics of anything to do with general news when it comes to North America, whether it's real estate or logistics or trucking or investing, that kind of stuff. Exactly. Yeah, I got double slapped on, triple slapped, like three like handcuffs on each wrist. Like it was not fun to go through that. I still think to this day it was very much unwarranted. I tried to appeal it. They said you can't because this is a huge strike. So I tried to appeal it a second time. They said absolutely not. I went through the whole thing of sending them my passport photo and all that kind of stuff to get, to show them, hey, I'm a real person. I'm not from a troll farm. I'm just trying to tell people like this is what I feel. This is just my personal. Nope. They came after me hard, and I was deleted from LinkedIn, and it took a few months to get back, and I had to get it through my trucking company, and then I had to change my trucking company's name on LinkedIn to my own personal name in order for people to recognize like, yeah, it's me. So unfortunately that was the only way back. So be careful. That's what all I'm saying is if you're going to go on there and open up a freight forwarding, it's great to get that and great to connect with people. The people aren't always the problem, although that probably argument could be made for some people. The biggest problem is just in terms of making sure you stick to the certain topics you're looking to outline for people on LinkedIn from that perspective. And I think that then you will be fine. Some other things I talk about on my YouTube channel here is how to win more sales than you lose. If you search for that in my channel, you'll find things about that. I do talk about some carrier experiences or trucking companies that I've had as experiences. I talk about why shippers even need brokers. So I talk about that kind of stuff. I talk about how to calculate your cost per mile if you end up running trucks yourself. And Carsey says, I'm glad I found your channel. You seem like a cool dude. We'll try to connect with you tomorrow. Take care. God bless, respect, and yes, have a good evening there in Lithuania where you're at. And I'm happy to connect with you as well. You can connect on LinkedIn and you can connect on YouTube or Instagram, wherever you get your information. Obviously, if you're watching this, you're on YouTube, so that we're spent that way as well. And Kristen Roberts says, did you find value on being on LinkedIn for a small trucking outfit? I feel like it's a waste of time for me. I'm focusing on optimizing my small ecosystem. I only run a 500-mile radius with one truck. So first, again, we have to consider also what geographic region you're from. So Christian, if you don't mind me asking, what state or province are you from? Where are you looking to be that 500-mile radius? And then I can take that question further and elaborate on whether or not LinkedIn would be good. So you're saying 40 miles north of Philly. So if I go up here on the map here, obviously I love Google Maps. Some people hate it, some people love it, but for the sake of what I'm trying to get to when it comes to Christian's question, I love it and I use it all the time. So first off, don't go to Staten Island. And if you go to Staten Island, make sure you're getting a hefty price to go on, because of course it's going to cost you somewhere closer to $300 to get on and off the island with a commercial vehicle. Again, also, what kind of vehicles or units are you moving? Okay, now small trucking outfit, are you just saying you're a one truck, one trailer, you have a couple drivers, that kind of, so you run 1,200 to 100%. Like that's out of Philadelphia area up there, that's about a 95-mile run, and then plus your deadhead. Never forget deadhead, ever. That's something a lot of small trucking companies don't consider. Like, yeah, I'm getting $2 a mile. Yeah, but it costs you $2.45 to run your trucking company. A little bit of a, questionable $2 doesn't sound so good after all. So you're saying you're about 40 miles north of Philly. Okay, so you're in that area up there. So you may be somewhere closer up towards Allentown, maybe Quakertown as an example, Pottstown, maybe somewhere in there, King of Prussia, Lansdale, somewhere in there. Again, just guessing, I could be completely wrong. Anyways, what I would suggest is going on LinkedIn. So yes, there is room for you to so you're saying I run 1,200 miles a week and gross between 35 and 4,500. Okay, so 35 to 4,500 on 1,200 miles a week. So if it was 4,500, let's use the high side, and you're running about 1,200 miles. Yeah, so even if you were to get step decks moving or reefers, you're still making a profit running that kind of rate. So yeah, that's very good to hear. I'm very happy to hear that you're not one of the guys that are like $1,800 for 1,200 miles. So yes, that's fantastic to hear. So what I would do is in the search function on LinkedIn, okay, so first, if you're looking for brokers, freight brokers. Wait, you see I run direct customers and good broker. Okay, so good broker relationships. Okay. You're not going to know every broker which one is good or bad until you test out that back and forth negotiation. Okay, if you see guys that are pushing $1 a mile freight or $1.50 or something that's not going to work out for you, just respectfully give them your rate. Don't tell them F off, I never want to work with you. Tell them, if we are to run this for you, this is our rate per mile. Okay, or this is our our full rate. Okay, this is what we're going to run at, flat rate of whatever it may be. Okay, so that way you're setting, they give you an anchor. So typically what brokers do is they throw a low ball at you. Okay, and we have anchoring bias in us as human beings. So we tend to put too much too much favoritism towards that first number that's thrown our way, and we inadequately adjust. So, as an example, a load is 300 miles, and they say, yeah, we run this at 600, and you say, well, can we do 8? That would be an example of like anchoring bias. So you're inadequately adjusting from their price, not your price. Okay. So what you want to do is, typically I do this. If it takes me, let's say, $245 to run my truck. Okay. That's including fuel, taxes, everything. That's my operating cost. What I like to do is my base percentage is that means I can't take loads below 281 a mile, as an example. Okay, so I add 15% to my operating costs. Then my negotiating cost is another 15% to that 281. So that means my price to run that load for that customer will be 324 a mile as a starting point. So my starting point will be 972. And then if I adjust towards that price that I can run the shipment, it'll fall between that number and the high side that I'm throwing my anchor at them as well. And that way you're always staying ahead of the game. You're not going to run into a situation of doing bad loads. You're saying, usually I throw out my number and they usually just say no, brokers don't negotiate because of the oversaturation of cheap carriers in the Lehigh Valley. So yes, 100% I get it. And Philadelphia area and New York City as well, there's always a tendency for brokers to say no thanks, and then they just wait for the cheaper option. Don't fall for that trap. There's always customers available to pay between $3 and $5 a mile. Okay, there's always going to be a need for a truck at some point in time. Okay, throughout the day. So that's a big problem a lot of trucking companies make, is they just say, well, everyone else is running at $2 a mile, so I'm just going to run $2 a mile. But there is a load waiting for you for $3 to $5 a mile. There is a load out there available for your equipment to do so. But Christian, on LinkedIn, in the search function, search for freight brokers in the Philadelphia, New York area, or in America as a whole. Okay, and start marketing your services. Okay, connect with them, let them know I'm a trucking company. I have this many trucks, this many trailers, this many drivers. Okay, this is my MC number. Okay, we are looking to get onboarded. We run this radius, and this is our rate for this radius. So then you can even break it down for them. Okay, so you can say if the load's 500 miles, this is our rate. 400 miles, 300 miles, all the way down to local stuff in Philadelphia. Okay, and down to like 30, 40 miles, let's say. Okay, and then that way you can get there could be a credibility built between you and that broker. But don't take cheap freight. You're right. I fully endorse you and agree with you when it comes to not taking cheap freight, and keep throwing your number out there. You know, if more owner operators and more trucking companies did it your way, we'd be a better industry as a whole, locally, regionally, and nationally and internationally. You know, rates all in general, we wouldn't be in this mess we're in right now if it wasn't for, like you said, an oversaturation of cheap carriers as well. Okay, and don't worry, things will get better. There's a correction happening right now, and every month the number of carriers, it's the cheap ones that are running out of business. Okay, the cheap ones are the ones that are going to go out of business because they will see that it's not sustainable over time. So one of the things I would do, like I said, brokers, freight brokers, search for it in the search functions and set your locations to either Pennsylvania, New York, local brokerages in there that are looking for freight to move in that area where you want to keep your trucks or truck. In addition to this, if you go in the search function and in quotation marks, so not without quotation marks, but in quotation marks, put in something like logistics manager, logistics coordinator, traffic manager, okay, CFO even. Believe it or not, CFO is a way you can get in as well. Chief, like the C-suite people's chief financial officer. And go have a talk with these people. Okay, when you're driving around in your personal car, just go in with a business card and talk with these people. Any place that has a dock is your opportunity to get freight. Because guess what? Maybe these companies that you go into do just fine for their over-the-road stuff going to Illinois and Ohio and California and of course, Oregon, Washington, just throwing out state names as an example. But if you were to go down the route of actually talking with these people, okay, and having a sit down talk, if at all possible, in your local area, maybe they're fine over the road, but they struggle locally. Maybe they actually do struggle locally. Okay, maybe the incumbent carrier can't service them how they'd want to be serviced. Okay, so have that balance between price and the quality of service, but never, never, never jeopardize that quality on price. Okay, so I don't care if you're going to be at $1,000 for 30 miles. If I need this 30 miles to be the best service that you can provide in your life, that's what you sell me on. Okay, you don't have to tell me you're the most expensive or you're not the cheapest. Just tell me you want this done in full. If you guys want the best quality service, this is what we can do for you. This is our price. Christian says, the problem I'm running into is not wanting to lose my connections for a better opportunity. I only have my truck sitting 1 or 2 days a week. It's tough because the spot market is shit. Yeah, it's spot market is rough right now. I mean, it's and hopefully if you get more direct customers, you won't have to live off the spot market per se. They can maybe give you some things to keep your truck loaded up. Have you thought about getting some owner operators as well, or are you just looking to run your own little gig of truck and trailer, which is fine as well? My dad did that for a little while, then we started to grow, but in the beginning, yeah, he was a one truck and trailer show, and then he turned into 2 trailers, and then eventually we grew. But yeah, I've been there and done that as well. I can understand that, why you would feel that way. For me, I went into one shipper and I told him, like, hey, we're here to service Windsor to Detroit, but it's across the bridge. It's going to take me about $70 in tolls at that time. So we're going to need to be around $500-600 range to do this, because we're kind of betting on your shipments and servicing you, because we go to Detroit. If we don't find nothing, we're coming back empty, or we're going to be sitting for a while to find something back. So, I can't run that at $175 across the border. It's just not going to be possible. And you're saying rather have the truck sit those days than run it. It tanks my average. I'm going to buy another truck within the year. That's awesome. And yeah, within the year, Christian, you're going to see rates of trucks also go down because of everything that's happening, as you're aware of. I have another direct customer on the hook, hopefully. That's respect. That's awesome. No, this is good to hear. And again, I'm not going to be here to BS you. Direct customers are great to have. And just make sure don't put all your eggs, like you've stated, all in one basket. Okay, so having a few direct customers is a lot better than just having one. Okay, and that way, in case something happens, you always have something to fall back on, rather than just having to depend on load boards and things of that nature, because we all know that, how difficult it is. And you're right. Yeah, sometimes it's better not to run than to run, right? Just based off of what's going on. Exactly. Yeah. Christian says, I heard early on relationships are key out there. Across the board, not just early on, forever. I had a broker reach out to me for my own trucks, and he says to me, this load is going from Strathroy, Ontario, going to the Chrysler plant out in Belvedere, Illinois. And he says he needs a direct delivery. And I said to him, yeah, we can get it done, but this is our price. First, we have 110 miles empty to go up there. Once we pick up, we got the toll road. Okay, then we got to get over through Chicago, go up north, up towards Belvedere, drop that off, and this is our price. This is our cost of service plus model, cost plus model to do it. And yeah, they gave me some pushback, but then when they saw the quality, they said, I get it now. I get why this is the way it is. And then I even broke it down for them, show them exactly how much it costs, each line item, how much it costs me to run the lane. And of course I show them this is what I want to be on profit. Not a charity. I'm not a voluntary organization. I am trying to be an actual functioning company in North America. So this is my price to do it. And then guess what happened? No more posting on load boards. They come directly to us. Cell phones, WhatsApp messages, SMS messages, depending, sometimes email as well. And they just ask, do you have someone for this tonight? They don't even know more. It doesn't even say what's the price anymore. Just, do you have one? And let us know what you're going to run it at. And that's it. There's no more like, oh, this is our price. This is all we have in it. There's none of that talk. It's, we're paying for quality. And Christian says, for example, when the market for carriers was insane, I never upped my rates on my customers. That's huge, Christian. I feel now that is paying dividends 100%. 100%, especially if those shippers are well educated, they know what you're doing. Exactly. And you're saying people told me I was an idiot. Don't listen to people for not raising my rates, but I knew it had to end. Was it the right choice? I don't know. My war chest could be bigger, I suppose. Hey, you know what? We'd all love, the amount of customers we have and everything else to be larger. But you know what? This is definitely a marathon. It is not a sprint. So slowly but surely build your business the right way. You are one of the few, Christian, one of the few carriers or drivers out there that has respectfully kept their rates the same way they should have been the whole time. And maybe we wouldn't be in this mess either if it wasn't for that, because some shippers 100% remember as well. I remember one lane as a broker specifically. There was one lane from Ontario, California going to El Paso, Texas. It's roughly about 770 miles. I could be off by a few tens of miles, but anyways, about 770 miles. They gave me in advance, even though I told them, like, listen, like, just let me see what's available first. You don't have to send it for that rate. Let me see if I can get a lower rate. The carriers in that area during 2021 were charging me from Ontario, California, El Paso, Texas, on average, $40,000. On average. So some were at 36, some 35, some 42, depending. But my shipper, kept the rate for me the same, equivalent, throughout the whole time. 45 is the set price. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and on Thursdays that week, I would get advance notice of the following week, what times on Monday, Wednesday, Friday I gotta pick this freight up. I'll be a team driver loads, but man, come on, man, 40 grand for 770 miles. And now that same lane is moving currently at $1,400, $1,200, $1,800, depending on the carrier. Right? So things have definitely taken a complete twist when it comes to trucking and logistics as a whole. So it's been quite a journey, respectively. Anyways, guys, respect. I gotta get going. I'm sorry, this was not supposed to be 48 minutes, but it's been a great conversation. Christian, it was a blast talking with you. Catch you on the next one as well. And I'm looking forward to hearing of your experiences in 2024 as well. So big up. And you say, and Christian says, and now I bet a lot of those carriers are out of business. What you guessing? Like the 100%. There's no way. A lot of them made a lot of money, and then they thought they could expand. Some of them took more trucks on board, and then the next thing you know, yikes, can't make enough to pay for truck and trailer payments, and next thing you know, they're out of business, right? So it's what goes around comes around like a hula hoop, as my friend Lil Wayne would say. Respect to R&B rap music. Just kidding. I love all kinds of music. Anyways, guys, respect. Sorry for this unedited, really wonky / no Hollywood / no filter / just being this bald-headed fuckface from Canada. But respect. God bless, and catch you on the other side. Bye. Keep on trucking, Christian. Bye.